I'm Doug McWilliams. I'd just like to say a few words about the Gresham lecture which I'm about to give. What I'm talking about is the need to find a new way of looking at who's winning and who's losing in this modern, new, competitive environment, which I've described as the world's greatest ever economic event. A gentleman called Jim O'Neill from Goldman Sachs performed a great service for the world by talking about the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and giving that new categorization roughly 10 years ago. And that's been hugely useful. It's helped us all understand that globalization isn't just about China, but it's about a whole load of other countries as well. And particularly it's drawn attention to the fact that it's not just the sort of fast emerging economies who are making things, but also the people who provide what they want to buy, which is the oil, the other energy products and the raw materials, and increasingly the food. Russia provides oil, Brazil provides food, and these have changed massively in terms of their relative price compared with the price of other finished goods or else of services. And these countries have done well on the back of the growth in China and India and elsewhere, as 2/3 of the world industrialized. However, my theme in the Gresham lecture is that this categorization is breaking up a bit. The countries are becoming diverse. China is already an economic superpower. India will be an economic superpower in 20 years' time. Russia is essentially a country based on energy, some minerals, and the rest is a sort of gangster capitalism. And whether it does well or better in the future is essentially a matter of what happens to primary product prices. Brazil is a bit of a mix of a fast-growing economy and also a commodity producer, so it's got characteristics of both, but they're all becoming a bit different from each other. And so what I'm proposing is new categorization with 3 different categories. Sunrise economies, which are on the way up, and where, because they're growing so fast, they're profitable, the profits get invested, the investment boosts productivity, so they keep on rising. Sunset economies, where the opposite is happening. They're growing slowly, they're unprofitable, investment is low, productivity is flat or declining, and because of that, costs are going up. And then serendipity economies. The serendipity economies are the ones who are lucky because they're in the right place at the right time. Now, you can guess which ones are which. There's a whole load of sunrise economies. It's not just China and India, but a host of other countries in South America, in Africa, and in Asia as well. I'd like to draw attention to Sri Lanka, which I suspect is going to be one of the fastest growing economies in the world. It's got a high level of education, good health. It really is set for prosperity. All the indicators are that it ought to be a much stronger economy than it really is. You've got the sunset economies, where, particularly in Europe, we could be in big trouble. You move from a sunset cycle, which is dark but not completely bleak, into a misery cycle, when the competitive wage at which you can sell your exports drops below the level at which you pay welfare, because at that point unemployment shoots up, welfare payments shoot up, GDP shoots down, and then you've got economic collapse. It can happen in a number of different ways, but until you completely restructure your economy, you're a goner. And then you've got the serendipity economies, how these countries like Russia, Brazil, Canada, Australia, Saudi Arabia, how they do is going to be a function of the demand for the particular commodities that they produce, and also of how they make use of their good luck. The Canadians are doing particularly well at trying to reinvest their good fortune, as it were. The Australians are doing less well. I did say in the advertising for this that I'd predict who would win the Ashes. The reason for that is that it does appear that in Australia, economic prosperity is negatively correlated with cricketing success. So the more prosperous they are, the less well they'll do. Well, I think they're going to be prosperous for the next couple of years, which is good news for the England cricket team. Beyond that, who knows? Thank you very much indeed. Bye.